Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Geekenders. Yay! With our special guest, Littlesiha. How are you?
You were going to say Jesse.
With our special guest.
Oh, hey. Hi,
Jesse.
everyone.
No, he was the guest last week.
Hello. It's good to be here.
Yay!
It's an honor.
I didn't realize until I reached out to you about being on the show that you and Jesse had never met.
Yeah.
But you're both sweet goofballs, so it's, I wasn't worried.
What?
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 Jesse is
No.
very serious all the time.
He's a serious
Very
I have no
boy.
ball of
businessman.
goofs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I like being a moron that meets other morons because it's just so easy to become friends. There's no
I feel
like
no pressure here to perform mentally.
I don't feel like I need to put on a mask and be like, "Hello, nice to meet you." Like, we can just be morons together. It's nice.
It's so fair.
That was meant as a compliment. Sorry.
What? What did you say about me?
Last week, I wasn't able to do Geekenders, so Jesse did a Geekenders episode where the guest was Jesse. And he re-sang the intro, and it was beautiful. So
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
yeah, so good job,
I don't
Jesse.
know about beautiful, but thank you. Thank you.
It certainly was a live performance.
In front of a live
I mean-
studio audience, yeah.
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 That sounds so fun.
The next time
well,
that
now
I-
you have 3 people instead of just 1.
Yes, that's true. The next time that I streamed, I had so many people coming into my chat being like, "Have you heard? Did you watch it yet? Geekenders, have you
heard?
have you heard the news? Did you hear the new intro?" I was like, "Oh my goodness." So I buckled
you're
up,
gone
and
for
it was
1
funny.
week and the intro's changed.
Yeah, it was great.
You're welcome.
It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hadn't seen this is not the song of the intro, but like the actual animation. I haven't seen it before, and like as it was playing, I was like hypnotized watching it on my screen. I was like, this animation is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's the same person who did our intro when we were doing Co-optional podcast. So
Cool.
yeah, I was glad that Jesse
Well,
was
they're
able
great.
to snag him. Yeah.
What can I say? I got it. When you got it, you got it.
When you got it, you got it.
I know people.
Yeah.
I got the contacts.
We were just talking during pre-show. Sorry, chat. Sorry, Jesse. We were talking at the beginning. So for any of you who don't know, Littlesiha is a dancer, a wonderful, talented dancer. And we were talking about early Twitch days when if you tried to do something that wasn't like explicitly gaming, everybody would flood your chat and be like, "This isn't video games. Get off Twitch."
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
For me, as like a dancer, it was one of 3 things. It was someone being like, "Wow, this is cool. I've never seen this on Twitch before." And then it would be someone who was like, "This isn't gaming. Get off Twitch. You're not allowed to do this," which I was, by the way, because Just Dance is a video game. Or it would be, "It is a video game. There's a category for it, so I can do it." Or the third option was someone telling me to like show them my feet or something. It was one of 3 things. So
No one ever asked me that. I've been on here for 10 years and not once someone been like, let me see them feet, Cox.
I want to
I'd
see
show
them
you.
feet.
Oh, you get so many pictures. You would be flooded. I'd make a Dropbox with like 100. I'd be like, just go there. Just go.
Before someone can even type "show me your feet," you have like the link to the Dropbox. You're like, it's like a terabyte. Is that fine for you? Can you download it?
Okay.
Did someone in chat say they wanted feet? No?
What was that?
I thought for sure someone did.
say- Jesse, show me your feet. Oh,
Oh
if you say
my God,
so.
so
Oh,
I
you
love
are
my
right.
fans.
You gotta give the people what they want.
Anything for my fans. But I was
JesseFeet.net. Yeah.
domain.
Head over there.
But I was telling Dodger how nice it was because during my partner spotlight, she rated me when I was on like the front page, and it was just so nice to hear someone be like, "This is really cool," because I was like, "Thank you for not telling me to get off Twitch and that I don't belong here." It's really nice.
No, it's
and
super
now I
cool.
think streaming Just Dance is more like accepted because there's like creativity a lot on Twitch and like just chatting and IRL and stuff. So it's nice that it's more accepted because I get a lot less of that now,
Dude.
thankfully.
Like when I did my subathon, one of the things that I said I would do is a Just Dance stream, and I was exhausted.
It's hard,
So
man.
It's rough trying to stream Just Dance. You're so tired so quick. So
And then people are like, do Rasputin, like over and over again. Like they're just like, go dance now. And you're like,
do the hard song.
I'm holding on for dear life over here. I think it's one of those activities that looks really fun and then you do it and you're like, oh my God. Like I was like that with trampolining. One time I found like a trampoline park near my house and I was like, I want to go.
Yeah.
That sounds like so much fun. I trampolined for like 4 minutes before I was like,
My heart.
yeah, it's like, oh, she's gonna give out. Trampolining is hard. It's the same thing. It's like you see it and you're like, this looks so fun. And then you do it and you're like, I need hospital. I need an ambulance.
Do you think that's part of their business model? Where they're like, we're going to open a trampoline park. Here's the deal. We're going to charge by the hour. People are only going to last 4 minutes. It's all profit, baby.
Yeah.
We'll just
Yes.
overbook and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's going to make it
Especially
past
since it's
5.
so big.
Yeah.
Surely no one will make it past 5. And maybe they have like a wall of like photos of people that actually made the whole hour. Like those
Yeah,
people
there
at
you go.
restaurants who eat like giant burgers or whatever. Not me though. Couldn't ever.
I didn't realize that there were places that were just trampolines until I got invited to one with my kiddo. And yeah, it's bonkers. It's literally just basically a gymnasium-sized room filled with tons of little and big trampolines. And if I was the size of a 4 or 5 year old, I would not want to be in there because there are teenagers that are just like, just jumping everywhere,
Yeah.
just smashing into each other. And
Gladiator fighting.
you're like, no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Someone's
do
gonna
that.
die in here. Yeah. They even got like trampolines on like the walls and stuff that you can bounce off. It's crazy in there.
Yeah.
It's a bit much. There are people in there doing tricks and stuff, and I'm just trying to not let my knees buckle when I hit the trampoline. I'm just holding on. Yeah, I haven't been back since. It's a bit overwhelming. So Jesse, when was the last time you were on a trampoline?
Yeah, when did you go to a
Oh,
trampoline park in
man.
recent memory?
It's been at least 10 years. At least 10 years. I would say probably it was what was the thing we went to in Boston, Dodger? Sam was we did it for Geekend, the original Geekenders.
The OG
We did it where it was
Geekenders,
like-
yeah.
There was, I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it was imagine an escape room, but it's also like a physical obstacle course thing.
Oh my gosh,
And one-
right. Yes.
Yeah. This would have been 2016, maybe? I don't know,
Right.
whenever we did this. And it was awesome. I love that place. That one of the things you had to escape from a prison cell. One of the things you had to like swing over like a jungle.
Bodaborg. People in chat know what it is. Yeah, it's like a bunch of escape room type things inside of one building. And yeah, some of them were really physical. So they had like little lists outside of the doors that would be like, hey, this one requires more or less like physical activity. And some of them we were like,
there was one that was like a laser
my upper arm
grid
strength could
like,
never.
Although we did do the one where you had to, there was like 4 swinging posts over a swamp.
I'm thinking of.
And we had to get across. And let me just tell you, the 3 of us trying to get across 4 swinging posts was the goofiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. We should go back there.
I would love to go back there. That place was great.
Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
You should come.
I'm in.
Trip.
I'm in. I'll go to Boston.
Yeah.
I think it was the first time I met Dodger in person. We did an escape room with a bunch of people. Obviously Pluto. For anyone who doesn't know, Pluto is a Twitch partner manager, and he's like obsessed with escape rooms. He's like, he counts his like
this guy.
That is Pluto.
The patron saint of escape rooms.
Exactly. And it was like, I didn't know before we went. I thought it was just a normal escape room, but it turned out to be like a horror escape room, and like had like actors and stuff like screaming in there. And like Pluto's like in the zone being like, okay, we're doing this. We're checking this. What's on the walls? Everyone touch everything. And I was in the corner just like.
Was this the one with the coffin where you had to climb into the coffin? Is that the same one?
I don't remember. There was a toilet that was dirty that we had to reach into to get something. It was disgusting.
Maybe it was like the same place that had this one, or it was the same one, but like there was a part where there was like an open casket and somebody had to climb into the casket and it closed, and then they were put into a separate room from everybody else, and we were like, what's going on? Like freaking out.
I think I repressed the memories. So if that did happen, I don't remember.
I blacked out.
Want to say, for the record, to everyone making escape rooms,
yes,
please continue doing the separate one person thing, because it's every time I enjoy it.
It's so scary.
When there's like the one that's in sort of like Glendale, north of LA.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's always like very horror themed. And there was one that was basically Resident Evil 7, whichever the one where it's like, welcome to the family, that one. It was themed around that. And so you started kind of in a like a shed in the backyard, and the backyard literally looked like the backyard from the game. And in order to escape, there was a freezer that you had to get in, and the freezer was filled with body parts. And the only person that we were like, all right, well, who's going to go in the freezer was Octo. Octo was like, well, I guess I'll do it. And so he jumps in the freezer. We close the door, and he has to crawl through the body parts, dig out and get outside, and then open the door for us. Meanwhile, outside are like, it was amazing. I love that stuff because everyone's freaking out, and I'm like, that's just Steve. He's an actor. He's being paid minimum wage. I guarantee it.
Steve.
Let him do his thing. Let's embrace this moment. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
This is a promising actor. Just let him give his Oscar-worthy performance. Let it happen.
In one of them, there was a girl who was behind bars. And the whole point was, in order to escape, you had to transfuse her blood with some other thing. So you had to activate 3 switches. And she had to die in order for us to escape. And one of the people in our group was like, no, we need to tell her. We need to tell her maybe there's another way to do this. Gave her the note that said you must kill her in order to escape. And she was, bless her sweet acting self, she nailed it. She was like, please don't kill me the entire time. And I was like, you've only made it worse. You've only made it worse.
This is worse.
Oh my God.
It was so good. I was like, that was awesome. You were so cool.
Dude.
I wonder if that's happened before, or if they just have to improvise, like if they're not like expecting players to like take a different route or something.
I don't know.
Tough.
It feels like an escape room has so many more variables to consider the second you involve actors.
Yeah. Seriously, the one in ours, we weren't figuring out stuff fast enough, so she took my arm and started like leading me somewhere. Like for sure, she was just like, "All right, let's kind of move on. Like, come on, you good." And where she led me was like this pitch black room. I think that's where the toilet was. It was like a pitch black bathroom, and I was like, "I cannot see anything." And girl, I am scared. I've never done this before. I don't know who you are. I don't want to be here right now. I'm really terrified.
I regret this.
Have you ever done like the interactive ones? There's one in New York that I'm desperate to go to, but it straight up is like you and a party of maybe 4, maybe it's 2. I don't know. It's very small. Go to a dinner party, and everyone there is an actor except for you, and it's like an immersive experience where a murder mystery happens, and you are caught up in it, and you have to solve it. But there's only all of the guests are actors except for a few people who booked it. And I don't know what that's called. I don't quite remember, but I know that I've seen it so many times where I'm like, that's all I want to do in my life.
That's so cool. I've never seen that before. I didn't know those existed.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what it's. I keep seeing these all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna remember that. That's awesome. And then I'll forget until a conversation just
later.
like this. Yeah.
That's so neat. I should leave the house more. The more we talk about this, I'm like,
I say that all the time.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta do stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I would imagine being an actor for stuff like that must be harder than being an actor for like Disneyland. Because I think about the actors at Disneyland, I'm like, dude, that's tough. Like you gotta be in character nonstop. Like you cannot leave character.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like it must be harder for like a murder mystery thing. If there's, I don't know, man. Acting looks hard.
You don't have that Disney, that mouse pressure over your shoulder in case you say something that a princess would not say.
Yeah, the mouse pressure.
Yeah, dude. Like
the big mouse.
Yeah, you don't want
overseer.
Big Mouse sitting on your shoulder like, I wouldn't have done that. Like,
holding a gun. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna need a new Cinderella.
The gun cock.
I heard you said shit while in the park. Looks like it's your last day.
Well, I guess that's why they have such strict rules around Disney bounding, right? Is they're like, yeah, you can dress as characters, but not exactly as characters, because if you're walking around talking about boners and you're dressed up as, like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and a little kid's like, Mommy, what's a boner? Then what are we gonna do with you?
Time out, real quick. In what scenario is Belle from Beauty and the Beast?
It's not actually. It's actually Emily from University of California. And
no, that's fine. That's
she's
totally
dressed
fine.
up as Belle.
In what scenario is Emily from UC, let's say Santa Barbara, dressed as Belle? In what way is she talking about boners while in the
I'm
park?
not gonna act out why a college student would be talking about a boner, Jesse.
Why would you
what is
think
the point of this podcast? Why are we even doing this? If I can't convince you to act out a goofy scene, what is the point of any of this?
I'm not doing a boner scene. I'm not doing a boner scene, Jesse.
I tried so hard.
We can all imagine it, okay? I'm not saying you have to or that I even want you to.
No. No thanks. What have I gotten myself into? Can I leave yet?
Don't leave!
No.
You're stuck here.
Fine by me.
Speaking of, what have you been up to, bud? What are you into right now?
What am I not up to? I'm just jet setting all the time.
Oh my gosh.
It's just it's so crazy. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Well, my dream came true last year, so that was cool. I got to be a dancer in Just Dance, which was like the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my entire life, and I feel like my life has changed because of it. And then when I came back, because I had to be in Paris for like a month to do it. I was there for a long time.
Oh my god!
Why was it so long?
They have to do fittings for your costume, and they make it from scratch. So like the first fitting I did, my costumes were literally just bare bones, like it was just like a skin suit. And then every time I went in for fittings, it was like starting to transform into like an actual costume. It was really cool. So I think it's probably for the fittings, but also you have like, I think I had like 3 rehearsals that were like 4 hours each of the dance, because they like, it's hard. It's hard. And they will like make the dance, and then they'll have like someone who scores the game, like a level designer, come in and be like, oh, we need to change this so that it's better for the Joy-Con, or like if people are holding a Joy-Con, they can't like put their hands on the floor or whatever. So then they change moves, and like it just keeps changing over time. So it's quite a long process, but it was really cool, fun. It was really challenging. It was like the most challenging thing I've ever done. And it's something I've dreamed about since I was like a teenager. So so cool. And then I came back and I was like, I want to learn how to sew, just for no specific reason. I just want to learn how to sew. And then also I started taking apart like consoles and controllers and fixing them if they have like stick drift or something. I just am a very bored person, and I'm like, I think I want to do this.
That's awesome.
And then I just start doing it.
It's fun to learn how to do a new thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's keeping my brain like wrinkly, because like something I'm scared of is like, I feel like I grew up with, I would assume that most of us grew up with like parents or grandparents that are like, this is too hard to learn. I don't want to learn it. Things were better in my day, like whatever. And I don't want to be that. Like I want to keep stretching my brain, so I keep like adjusting and trying to learn stuff. And also like learning how to take apart electronics and fix them has been really like rewarding, because it's like something that otherwise would have just been thrown in the trash. And I'm like, dude, if someone as dumb as me can fix it, then like it feels good to like save it and like give it another life and give it to someone else.
Yeah, totally.
So it's been fun. I'm just doing stuff. I don't know. I'm just doing a lot of stuff.
Have you been sewing? Is sewing a thing that you've like started doing?
Yes. Can you give me like 2 seconds? I want to show you a bag I showed.
Yes.
All right, so this boner skit.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
She's in the park, right?
Okay. Yes.
And she.
So
and then I said,
I saw that like a good beginner sewing project is a bag, and I was like, I want to make a bag for like my library books, because I'm in Seattle, so it's always raining, and when I go to the library, I don't want it to rain on the books and like ruin the books. So I made a little tote bag to carry my books in.
Cute.
And like I got to pick the fabric and everything, and it fits like 5 books. I'm very proud of it.
It looks great.
Very proud of it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Just don't look on the inside. It's really
I never would.
fucked up on the inside. But I'm like, I don't know. It's just cool to learn new stuff where I'm like, I think I want to learn that. And then I just do it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of unfounded confidence where I'm like, I think I could do this. And then I just do it.
I feel like that's better than, people always talk about how to get over the fear of rejection is just to like constantly get rejected. Yeah, just keep like putting yourself out there. And
so I was thinking about this boner joke.
Yes.
And I think like we could really no, Dutch, this is when you go, no, we're not doing the boner joke.
No,
and
we're not doing the boner joke.
Right. I'm like, oh, I'm learning things, right? We gotta commit to the bits.
Yeah. Yeah, and like at the end of the day, the message is supposed to be, like you shouldn't be the one to tell yourself, no, you can't do that. And I feel like it's on the same tree. That's all I was trying to say.
I like that we just skipped over what Jesse said.
That's how it works.
Like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm like totally dressed up
I
as Belle at Disneyland right now. There's like some little kid like looking at me. She's super weird.
Anyways, boner.
Yo, why are you saying boner all of a sudden? What's going on? Like, aren't you working?
I don't know. I'm trying to get this little kid to go away. Boner.
Stop yelling boner at a child. Then
I don't
you're gonna
think
get
that
fired.
she knows like what a boner is. Yikes.
Yeah, but you still shouldn't say it.
And
You're in
scene.
Disneyland.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you.
I
We should work at an escape room.
on.
Huh?
I got and scened on. It was like, all right, and no, we're done.
No.
We're
That's
done.
it.
It's
The
done.
boner joke ends here.
That's all the time you get. All right.
I will say though, I think my favorite part of learning new stuff, this is not more on the boner stuff, by the way. I was gonna say my favorite boner personally.
Yeah, go on.
My favorite part of learning new stuff is fucking it up, because I get to look back on it later and be like, I learned how to do that correctly. Like there was one time I was trying to fix stick drift for the first time on a controller, and the drift was like, I don't know how to describe it, because you put it into like a gamepad tester on your computer and it'll show you where it is on the axis. And it was like 0.8 or something, which is really bad. It's not good. So I took it apart and I cleaned it and I put everything back together and I put it back in, and it was like worse than it was before. And I was like, oh no, that's not what I was trying to do. So I like looked up more tutorials and more different ways to like do it, and took it apart again, did it again, and then put it back together, and it was working. And I was like, I get to look back on that and be like, I fucked it up worse than it was before. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna fix it. And then I fixed it. So I think I've said this on stream before and everyone laughs at me, but I think personally that sucking is the best part, because then when you don't suck anymore, you get to look back on the times where you sucked and you're like, I don't do that anymore. I learned.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
My kid struggles with quite a bit of like perfectionism. And I try to
Isn't she like 4?
She's about to turn 6, but I know.
She's 6 and she's already a perfectionist?
Yeah, it's like she goes to draw a thing and it doesn't look exactly how she's imagining it, and she like starts to have a meltdown, right? And I always try to I always try to like frame it as kind of along the same lines, right? Of like, well, you know, now maybe we've learned something and we can try it again. And, you know, maybe this time it'll be closer to what we're imagining, or it'll be more like what you're wanting it to be, you know, but diffusing the frustration, or like teaching her how to diffuse the frustration, is very hard.
It's hard.
Can I ask you a question? And this, like, in my mind, I want you to give an example of her perfection.
Okay.
Because in my mind, I'm like, she draws like a really crappy flower, like a flower like a 5-year-old would draw, and is like, it's just not good enough. The petals aren't perfect. Is that what it is? Because that's in my mind what it is.
Yeah.
Like she swipes everything off the table, all the crayons go flying.
Yeah.
Is it like a duck,
like, no.
like just like a 5-year-old's duck, but like the feathers are I just can't get it.
Like drawing people is typically fine, because she can look at a person and she's not going to be able to do like a realistic depiction of that person, right?
Sure.
But like if she's, you know, wanting to draw a unicorn from a TV show, she knows that it doesn't look like it does on the TV, you know?
Right.
So she has a lot of trouble. And like, I feel like a lot of artists say that the reason that when you're drawing a lot that you are like, wow, I'm doing really well, and then suddenly you're like, wait, oh no, everything's awful, is because your brain is like learning to see new things to adjust and like improve on, right? So in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's probably a really good sign, right? It means she's paying a lot of attention to detail and stuff. Like all of that's probably going to contribute toward her being, you know, less frustrated in the future, or like, you know, finding lots of ways to improve. But in the moment, dude, when she's doing a picture and she's like, the tail's wrong, you know, it's so hard, because I'm like, buddy, you're fine. You're a baby. You're a baby, and this is great for a baby, you know?
Yeah. For a 5-year-old, this is art.
It's kind of cute. Yeah. It's just that little bit of perfection. Like, why? Why are you trying this? But it's cute.
It's so, like, I know this sounds so stupid, because like I feel like when you're a parent, for you it's like normal, it's like your normal life. But as someone who doesn't have kids, that has a lot of friends who do have kids, watching them get older, I'm like, what do you mean time passes and you get older and you start like saying words and forming sentences? It's so crazy to me. Probably because I like never see them, but like whenever, like I was just telling you, like I thought she was like 4. I feel like she just got here the other day.
I feel that way sometimes too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild to look at as self-proclaimed fun aunt that teaches all my friends' kids how to swear and then leaves.
Bro, fun aunties and uncles are so necessary. I
got blue hair and tattoos and I love video games.
Absolutely.
That's my role in life. It's just really cool to see. Like, my friend Mav had a baby at like the beginning of the pandemic, like mid-March. It was horrible timing.
Yeah.
And when she brought it home, I was watching her kids while she was like having the baby. I shouldn't call a baby it. When she brought him home.
It's fine.
When she brought him home, I was like, babies are so small, dude. It was like a nugget. It was like normal.
It's like
he
an
was
extra
normal
large size Chipotle burrito.
Yeah.
It's basically the size of a baby.
It.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I was just looking at him like, you're so small. Cause like the only babies I've seen are like on TV shows where they're like, I just had a baby. And it's like a 6-month-old.
Right.
And so I wasn't expecting it to be that small. And I was like, you're tiny. Like it was so weird. And now
just like poking it in the face. Whoa.
Yeah. Why are you so
small?
Yeah. And now he's like a toddler that makes like, says full sentences. And I'm like, when did this happen? How did you grow? You were just like a little burrito yesterday, and now you like walk around and like talk and you know colors and you can count to 10. Like what the hell? It's so weird. Babies are crazy, dude.
Yeah. For the first time ever yesterday, Clark grabbed a book and just sat on the couch and like started reading her book to herself. And I was like, huh? What?
I don't
we
have
there?
to do that for you?
We're there now? Okay. That's cool. I was listening to shout out to another Jesse Cox podcast, but I was listening to
What?
I know. I was listening to Chilluminati while I was ripping the carpet off of my stairs the other day. And it just so happened to be, it was one of the recent episodes, and it just so happened to be an episode where Mathis was like, Dodger keeps saying that she wants to be on again. What do you think it's going to take to get her on? And Jesse just goes, I don't know, tell her to stop having kids. I was like, I only had the one, but that's fair.
Yeah, it's you made it sound like you just keep going. Like it's just
I'm
one.
saying it's,
I don't know how to stop.
I keep having kids. I can't stop. I can't stop.
They're just flying out. Yeah.
I think I remember you saying, like right after you had Clark, you made a tweet that was like, yeah, I laughed her out. And I was like, that sounds like the best possible way to have a kid is just to laugh it out.
Yeah. I had a it's called preeclampsia. It basically means that like in like really simple terms, the placenta stops working, and it's like a barrier between you and the baby. And if it's not like doing its job really, the baby starts killing you kind of. So so they noticed the sign. I know. Vicious before you even birth. So
what a mean girl.
I know. So they noticed the signs, fortunately, at a checkup, and they were like, hey, do you want to like have a baby today? And Sam and I almost barfed. But they had to, because one of the signs is that your blood pressure is really high. And to keep my blood pressure from getting any higher and exacerbating the situation, they had to just load me up on pain medication. I didn't have a choice one way or the other. If I got the pain medication, it was like necessary. And they kept being like, yeah, when you have this much in your system, sometimes it's hard to even tell if you're pushing. So, sometimes, in situations like these, we'll be telling the parent to push, and they feel like they are, or they like have trouble telling if they are, and it just takes a really long time. So they were like, the whole birthing process might take a really long time. So just like be prepared for that. I was like, okay. And then they were like,
this
okay.
kid shot out of there in 2 minutes.
Literally, they were like, okay, I think you're dilated enough. I think we're good to go. We're going to just like meander over and get the doctor really quick. And by the time she came in, Clark was just like coming out, and it felt so funny. Like, I know it was the pain medication and everything, but like, it felt so weird that I just started laughing. Like, I got into a giggle fit, and I was laughing so much that it was just pushing her out. So I legitimately laughed her out of my body. Yeah.
I just love that everything we've talked about today has formulated a story in my head that is like, all right, well, we got to have this pregnancy right. You got to have the baby right now. And they're like, all right, we're going to go get the doctor. And the doctor comes back, and the baby's just sitting there, like, wrapped up like a Chipotle burrito, like, what up, doc?
Hey.
So
Where
you
have you been?
decided to
you,
show
Doc.
up. The baby is like 6 months old and is like, what took you so long?
What are you doing? Where were you? I'm paying by the hour here, mister.
Health insurance ain't
Can we
cheap.
leave or what?
Let's get this over with.
Hey, Ma, let's get out of here.
Let's blow this popsicle stand.
That's exactly what it was like.
That's so funny. I remember when I was watching Mav's kids while she was having another one, and she texted me and was like, he flew out. And I was like, what do you mean he flew out? And apparently it was like, not projectile like into the sky, but like it was like, and like they had to catch it because it kind of just went. And
Oh
I
my
was like, I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was like even like that could happen. But
That's amazing.
pregnancy is
Sound
beautiful.
effect is so good.
You know,
Yeah, just a new record. Yeah, the doctor's like, go long.
that's amazing.
Literally.
She must have been so
Yeah.
relieved. Bro.
Yeah, it was quick apparently, so glad. But yeah, potato cannon. No, literally, it was a potato cannon. Crazy, wild podcast. I just think it's so cool because, like, I can't like. I feel like when I was younger, it was like almost expected that if you're a woman, you have a baby. Like it was like that's just what you do. Like you can do that, so you do it. And like I think even when I was like 13 or 14, I was like, I don't think I want to have kids. Like I'm too selfish, and I just don't think it's for me. Like I'd rather be a cool aunt than like have a kid. It's just not
Yeah.
for me. But like as I've gotten older, I've learned so much about pregnancy, and I'm like, this is actually fucking crazy. Like your teeth can fall out, your feet get bigger and your ears get bigger, and like I just like so many things that I'm like, huh? Like I thought you just grew a baby and then it came out and you're back to normal, and it's like, no,
No.
it
It's-
changes you forever. It's
yeah.
crazy.
You like
Poor
transform
Jesse.
into.
Sorry.
It's true though.
No,
You
don't be
what?
sorry. I'm learning more reasons why I'm like, I'm never getting pregnant.
Yeah, Jesse's like, I don't think pregnancy's for me.
It's not for me. Yeah.
You know what's awesome though is I feel like really rapidly the conversation has shifted into, man, just have kids if you want kids. You know,
Yeah.
I think there's, you know, obviously with older generations, it's hard to like get them there, but like overall, most people are coming around to the idea of like, no, actually, everybody doesn't have to have kids. And in fact, it's better if people that don't want kids don't have kids. It's actually
Yeah.
better for them and the child.
Yeah, it's better for
So,
everyone involved.
Better for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad less people getting pressured into doing something that they don't want to do, you know?
No, it's it's a big decision to make. It's not just like, I have a thing I can dress up. Like that's, that's a human being. Like you're making a human being. And like, I remember when I turned 25, cause like, I think it just happened this way, but like every mother on my mom's side of the family had a kid at 25 for like as far back as I can remember. So like all of our birthdays are 25 years exactly apart.
Oh, weird.
And when I turned 25, I was like, I'm I'm like 16. I'm not having a baby. I was like, I'm still in high school. Like, I could not even imagine having a kid at this age. Like that, like I'm still a child in my brain.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'd rather be the fun aunt that like takes the kids to Six Flags and then gets them hyped up on candy and then drops them off.
And then it's like, here you go.
Yeah, have fun. See you
Be
later.
sure to tell your parents that you had an awesome time. Bye.
Tell your parents boners. See their reaction.
Talk about boners and see what they ask them what a boner is.
That's my role. That's the role I was destined to play.
I like it.
And better for the economy.
I have a confession. I want to get this out of the way.
Okay.
So, Just Dance.
Oh, yes.
I through watching your streams and videos about you just demolishing that game with amazing skill and perfection. Through that, somehow I ended up down a spiral at the bottom of the Just Dance iceberg, where I ended up in what can only be described as the lore of Just Dance. And I must say, what's happening in that game?
What is the lore of? What is
How much
the
time
lore?
do you have?
Lore.
So it all started in Just Dance 1 with Hot and Cold. Dude, I could talk about Just Dance lore all fucking day. They have...
It's crazy.
Wait,
there's so much going on.
What do you mean? Wait, give
so
us just a taster.
Okay. So the big Becca's saying, we got another one, boys. We got another one. So I think the main one that people like the beginner lore that we get into is the coach from Hot and Cold from Just Dance 1, and then the coach for Rasputin from Just Dance 2. They get together. They get together in last Friday night from Just Dance 2022. They meet at a party for the first time, and they get together. And then in Sugar from Just Dance 2019, so we're going backwards, they celebrate their engagement because they got engaged. However, the story does not end there, my friends. Oh, no.
Okay.
It gets crazier.
In Just Dance 2023, the bride from Hot and Cold gets left at the altar. She's supposed to get married to Rasputin, and he doesn't show up, and she goes crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
She goes crazy. So she's, like, at the wedding venue, and, like, photos of them are falling down and, like, splitting in half and stuff. But at the very end, after everyone's left the wedding venue, Rasputin shows up at the end. And he's like, oh no, I was late. Oh no. And nobody knows where he was. And there was like a whole thing within the community of like, oh, he was cheating on her because Rasputin was in another map in like Just Dance 3 with a different girl coach. And they were like, he was cheating with her. He was cheating with her. That's it.
Oh my goodness.
And then in the most recent game that came out, Rasputin shows up to the wedding venue, but he's late. And they gave him an e-boy makeover. Like he has like a leather jacket and he's got like a cool haircut and like he's got like leather gloves on and he's cool now. And I'm like, oh, so he was late to his wedding because he was getting an e-boy makeover? I see. And
he wanted to look good for his wedding.
He wanted to look hot for his wedding. And so he shows up to the venue and he's like distraught because he was late, but still nobody knows why he was late. And nobody knows if they got back together because she's gone from the wedding venue and he just showed up. So now he's dancing like, oh no, my wife is gone. And now that's basically where we've left off in the last game. Still nobody knows where he was, why he got the makeover, where the bride is, if she's moved on. Like nobody knows if they're getting back together. Like, it's like a whole thing in the community, and they're really taking their time telling the story because they only put like one map of their story in each game, so we only get it once a year. See. And like leaving off on the cliffhangers, just like it pisses me off because I want to know. But there's all this other lore surrounding the whole story. Like now they have like main characters and side characters, and like the last game left off on a cliffhanger where they all got kidnapped, and like it's a whole thing. And the craziest thing about it, there is one woman on the Just Dance team writing all the lore. She had to watch every single map from every game. And if anyone didn't know, Just Dance has been around for 15 years. Like this year is its 15th anniversary. She's had to watch over 1,000 maps, make what they call dance verses, which is like universes in Just Dance, to like place them all in and like build like these connecting stories with all of them. She's the only one doing it. And I'm like, your job looks so hard, but so cool, because she's the only one doing all the lore.
Right.
And I'm super into I like lore with anything. I'm super into it. I'm a big like story person. And when I was in Paris, like filming for my map, I was like, can I name my coach? Like, can I pick her name? And she was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, it's like I get to have my little lore moment.
Your little character.
Even though it's just her name. Yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, dude, I could talk about the lore forever. The lore goes hard. It just it's so cool.
Can I be honest
with you? Everyone thinks I'm joking. Everyone thinks I'm joking when I say there's like a deep lore to those games.
Every single map has lore. Every single character has lore. They haven't been public about all of it yet. So it's crazy.
Amazing. Until you said, yeah, there's a person on the team who develops the lore, I was really lost on whether or not this was one of those situations where the community was like, okay, we've decided there's a story here, or if there's actually a story there, you know?
Yeah. No, there's like the newer games have like an actual story mode where like there's maps in succession that tell a story.
That's
cool. The last 2 games have them with like the main characters and the villain and whatever. But I think there are a lot of dots that the community has to connect, because they leave off on cliffhangers all the time. So people have to just like figure it out. I think
it's very Dark Souls.
Yes.
Like you have to like dig through the lore. It's about a lot of reading. Yeah.
Yeah. But I freaked out a bit because the first time I met her, her name's Aurora. The first time I met her, she was like, yeah, I was really inspired by games like Mass Effect. And I'm like a huge Mass Effect fan. Like my username is from Mass Effect. I've got like tattoos and stuff. And as soon as she said that, I was like, it was like, you know, when monkeys are like, like I was like that. I was like freaking out. I was like, no way, you're inspired by Mass Effect. Holy shit. So it's really cool to hear her inspirations, because I think when people think Just Dance, you think like a silly game you play like at a party or whatever, like, or like on Christmas Day or whatever. Like it's not that serious. But then you hear the lore and it's like, yes, the lore is inspired by Greek mythology and also Dark Souls.
And it's Dark Souls basically.
Yeah. It's just, it's really cool. I love watching them make it. I think it's so neat, because I'm like, Just Dance doesn't have to be like this, but it is, and I think it's better for it. So
yeah,
I love it. I don't know if my character has lore. I hope she does. If she does, I hope she's messy. I hope she's like awful.
Yeah, I hope they introduce you as the character Rasputin was cheating with.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
There we go.
That's what I will. I want that for you.
Then they'll have to ask you back, dude.
Yeah, you have to come back.
Get back to Paris, dude.
Head over.
But wait. I just planned out the next 8 years of the story.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
All right.
It's revealed that your character was with Rasputin right before the wedding. That's one of those scenes, and everyone's like, "Oh, they was cheating." But then the next game, it's showing him helping you move, and it's like, "Oh, is he moving in with her?" And then the next game, you're revealed to be actually you were his sister the entire time, and he was just helping you. And there's been a misunderstanding. And then the next game, you and Rasputin have to go and convince the other girl, and then that's like, we can just keep going. It's
I
like,
love that in order for that to be part of the story, they would have to have some sort of song that's like, my sister, this is my sister.
You thought we were dating, she's my
but
sister.
We're not, she's my sister.
Why can't it just be the song, we are family?
Oh, there you go.
It worked so well. That just solves the problem.
They gotta get you on the lore team.
Yeah, dude.
They gotta get you in the studio.
You'd be an asset.
Have you guys seen I don't watch them very often, but like from time to time I'll pop in on like a Netflix reality show or whatever. Like one of those like Love is Blind type of things.
Sure.
And I think Netflix makes their own songs. And they're so specific to like the scene that's happening in the reality show. Like it'll be like um it'll be like two people who were dating on a reality show, but one of them found someone else on the same reality show and then they break up. And the song that plays over it is like, we used to date and now we're not. And I found someone else and I'm moving on. And like, it's so specific. They just gotta get the Netflix music people in Just Dance. They can make anything happen.
There are.
I was a Russian wizard, but now I'm in love.
I'm in love
You ran
with
away from me.
with a coach from a Katy Perry song. She's my sister, I swear.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. It's platonic. We grew up together.
I do know that the like Netflix Christmas, like the Netflix version of like Christmas Hallmark movies, they basically do like almost covers of existing Christmas songs, but just different enough that they're like, it's not the same song. And it's very like uncanny valley kind of listening to it like, wait, is that? No.
Is that a song I grew up with, or
But
is that a song I'm
is,
hearing
I
for the first
think.
time? Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand what you mean. Where you're like, there's a song called Crazy Christmas, and I feel like I heard it as a kid, but
Yeah.
the lyrics are kind of weird.
Have a spooky, crazy Christmas. You're like,
Huh?
wait a minute.
Have a what? Bringle gels. Yes, Bart. It's Bringle gels.
Bringle gels. It is not the same song. And we don't appreciate you acting like it is. Our team worked hard on it, okay?
Something about the word Bringle gels seems like moist. It doesn't seem good. Bringle
It
gels.
sounds, yeah.
Yeah.
It
Don't
feels
like
like a slime.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
Bringle
slime were a
gels-
word, Bringle gels.
Hey kids, do you like getting messy? Buy some Bringle gels.
You sound like someone
Bringle
who would have
gels.
done the commercials I used to grow up with as a kid were like, moon shoes, bounce to the moon and be cool and shit. Like you sound like one of those from like the 2000s, just being like, whoa, your friends are gonna think you're so fucking cool in these ginormous shoes.
Anyone who grew up with Crossfire, like you'll get caught up in the crossfire.
Yes.
Like, that's it.
Crossfire. Yes.
And look, kids would fly in, they'd shoot like balls at each other, and it looked so violent and cool. You were like, damn, I need to play that. And then the game was you losing all the little shooty marbles. You'd be like, well, I don't have any left.
Where did they
We
go?
Shot them all.
What was
Where are all my Nerf bullets?
what was
Yeah.
that like ankle skip thing? You like tied
Skip it.
skip it.
Yeah.
Skip it. Yes. There was
I wanted one
like
of those so bad.
so did we. We had them at my daycare center that I would go to like after school.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a rumor going around that if you got, cause like there was a counter on the Skip It ball, and if it would go up to 999, but that was like the highest. And then after 999, you just go back to 0. And there was a rumor that like, if you got it to exactly 999 and you took it to Toys R Us, they would give you like a free Skip It or whatever.
I remember that rumor. We also
I don't
had
think that was
rumor.
real.
Me neither.
I think it was just kids making stuff up for funsies. But I remember making that like my life's mission at the daycare center. I was like, I'm going to get this to 999. And then I would get bored in like 5 minutes, and I didn't. So I think it would have been cool if it was real. But Toys R Us is dead now, so we'll never know, I guess.
I don't want to grow up.
That's what killed it.
I'm a toy.
They gave away so many.
kid. It's because too
Yeah,
many
they
people
went
brought
bankrupt.
Skip Its back in.
Yeah, Skip-Its broke them that I can play with.
Yep, makes sense. It makes
From
sense.
bikes to trains to video. They got us. They got kids. Every kid from like the 80s and 90s knows that song. It's just in your brain permanently. It's straight up the 1877 cars for kids of children from that time period.
Cars
Yeah.
for kids. Mine is the because I was homeschooled all throughout high school, so I was at home like doing school on my computer, and I would have like the Maury show on or like Jerry Springer or whatever.
Oh
like
my
I just watched
God.
great
Yes.
entertainment for getting
Yes.
schoolwork done.
Yeah.
And it was always I have a cash settlement and I need cash now.
Yes.
877.
J.G. Wentworth,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like sing that to myself. I would sing that to myself, like while doing work because it was on over and over again. They just play the same commercial over and over again. Yes, JG. Yes, thank you. You just jogged my memory.
Wentworth.
877 Kush. No.
Yeah, they'd be on the bus together, and they'd be like, one guy would sing, and the whole opera thing would. It was great.
Yeah. There's like a conductor being like 877 Kush now.
877 Kush now.
Oh, and Stanley Steamer. Yes.
Stanley
No,
This
Steamer.
is like jogging
Steamer.
all my memories. Because
Yeah.
I'm turning 30 this year. So like looking back on all, like I'm reaching the age where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm old because I remember the moment. I remember the moment that I was like, oh no. So I do a lot of fundraisers for St. Jude, and I host like a dance-a-thon during May where like everyone on my team has like a 2-hour time slot, and they rate into the next person, whatever. And then I usually do the finale. And I had it from St. Jude last year. Like we held it with like their studio, which was really cool. I was like, I have a crew. I have like camera people. This is crazy. And we were able to get one of the past St. Jude patients, Faith, there with us. And I met her when she was like 11, and she was just coming out of like chemotherapy and stuff. And she was like still growing out her hair. She had like beanie on and stuff. And then when she came to the finale, she was like, she's 13 now. She's like a person. She was like wearing jewelry, and she had like long hair again, and she was like fashionable. And I was like, you're like a person now. Oh my God. But I wanted her to be a part of a video we were making for the map for Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce. And when I was a teenager, I would listen to that song on repeat. I was like, this is one of the most iconic songs like ever made. And I told her like, I only want you to lip sync to like a small part of the song.
Gonna reach my telephone.
Yes,
Like
that one. Yes. And I was like, I only want you to lip sync
Was she
to like
like
10 seconds.
I've never
so
heard this
it'll be
song
so
before?
easy. Yes. She was born the year that Telephone came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh no. Because I was like, everyone knows that song. I was like, yeah, I just need you to lip sync to like 10 seconds of it. It'll be super easy. She was like, I've never heard that song. And then I looked it up, and I was like, Telephone came out in 2009, and she was born in 2009. And that was the moment where I was like, it's over for me. It's over for me, girl. Like my entire 20s, I was like, yeah, I'm 12. Like, I just do stuff that I think is fun. Like I'm a child on the inside.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, no, I'm almost 30. Like this is what life is now, is people being like, I've never heard Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce because I was born the year it came out. And it's all downhill.
Everyone has that sort of media gap where you realize, oh no, I'm old. Right now, currently, my new "Oh no, I'm old" is watching people on YouTube react to Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time. And I realize, because it's 24, 23 years old.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so there are people who were born, who are in their 20s now, who have never seen that. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like,
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's so
It's
fun.
kind of a cool
thinking.
feeling though. It's kind of a neat feeling because like I was like terrified of getting older when I was younger. I was like, oh, by the time I hit 40, I guess I'll just die. Like I'll be too old to do anything. This was when I was like 10. So like I didn't understand.
And you have like a vague concept of what being 40 would even feel like.
40 is like you're on your deathbed basically,
Right.
and you're like saying goodbye. But like, sorry.
No. I was gonna say, it just hit me because everyone feels that way, and it's like, when they hit, like old people are old. I don't know if it's just because now I'm old people that I don't see that, but like if you look at photos of people in their 30s and 40s from the 80s, they look like 65-year-olds, and I don't know what that is, why that is, if it was style or just lifestyle. I don't know what it was, but they just look visibly older. And maybe that's just perception. I don't know. It blows my mind.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
So go for it. No, it's
you agree with me, and I'm right. Point
yes,
made.
Sure. That's
Jesse
probably
is
what it was.
right all the time, actually.
I talked about this with my mom before, and I do think that like, not that much longer ago, people were expected to behave older earlier, you know? And I do think that sort of like you are as old as you feel kind of thing. I do think assuming that like, okay, when I'm 20, I need to be married and have a kid and like, you know, have my life figured out, and I need to not complain about anything. Mental health isn't real. And, you know, like all of these things sort of stacked up. And like, sure, it means that now there's like whole generations that look at us and say like, they all just look like a bunch of kids. But, you know, there's so much less pressure on us to perform as adults, like what adults are supposed to look like and behave like, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think that probably contributed quite a bit to that.
Did you ever get... Oh, go for it. Sorry.
No, after you.
No, please. If your opinion is so important, then go ahead.
No, I've been proven correct already after you.
The only thing I was going to say is like, my parents, when I was younger, if I was upset about something, they'd be like, "You're acting like a child." And as I got older, I was like, I was a child.
Because I was a
Of course
child.
I was acting. Yeah, I literally was. Of course I was throwing a tantrum. That's like what people my age did when you were like 10. You got upset. So like, I agree with the, like, you're expected to be older and like have it all figured out. Like right out of high school, you're supposed to know your career and go to college and have kids and buy a house. And I'm like, man, just the buying a house part for me feels impossible. I'm trying so hard. I'm saving everything. And I'm like, dude, why is this shack behind Arby's $1.2 million? Like,
Dude.
This is fucking impossible. It's so hard. So yeah, I agree. Sorry, Jesse.
Yeah.
You may continue. I allow
After
to continue.
Please. Thank you.
No, I was speaking of, we were talking earlier about Netflix reality. There was a Netflix show, I'm not going to shout it out because it sucked, but the premise was kind of like you have to figure out the person's backstory and figure out who's lying. And in one of the early episodes of this stupid show, there was a lady, the nicest lady I've ever seen on a reality show, just like an older woman, a sweetheart, and she was trying to prove to the group that she was as old as she said she was, right? But she wasn't like, 70. She was like 50 something, right? So she's, she looks like what a current 50-year-old you think mentally looks like, right? But she shows a photo. She's like, oh, this is a photo from my wedding. And she shows it to them. And it looks like it's from 1975. She looks old. It looks old. The coloring's weird. It's like a faded photo. She's dressed in like, it has frumpy little frills on the dress. And everyone's like, no way. And she's like, yeah, this is for my wedding in the year 2001. And they were like, liar, no way, liar, you suck. And I think everyone just forgot that there weren't digital people were taking cameras with those little snappy things.
Yeah.
So it's a crappy photo with crappy lighting. It just looks old. She looks old. And they're all like, you must have plastic surgery. Like, there's no way you can look like this when you look like that. Like, then just going in on this poor woman. I'm like, she's so clearly not lying. Y'all are just mesmerized that this photo looks old. And so her whole story must unravel.
Her whole
and I'm
story
like,
isn't real. Yeah.
These people
I just
are
wanna
like,
shake
you
them all.
can't be that old because you're ugly and you look ugly on your wedding day. Like, just absolutely going in on her.
yeah, they're like, you're gorgeous. Why do you look like this? What's going on with this? And I was just like, these people, they're like, this isn't you. You're lying. And they're like, this is probably your prom when you went to, like, they're just like, come up with crazy things. And I was like, yo, no, it's just, stuff got old, y'all. what do you?
Time passed. Sorry.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
The passage of time is real. It's for me, it's kind of nice because I'm trying to like break the cycle of like things were better when I was younger. Cause I remember like growing up with like my mom and my grandma and like all of them being like, things weren't this complicated when I was younger. And it's like learning how to touch a phone. And it's like, come on, like we have Google now. There's nothing you can't learn by not just like Googling it or looking it up on YouTube. Like it's that easy. And it's like, I'm terrified of being resistant to like new ideas and new technology and new things. And now that I'm older, I'm on TikTok a lot, unfortunately. It's a problem. I need to put like parental settings on my phone or something for myself. But I will read so many takes from like people who are like 18, 19, and I'm like, I never thought of that before. That's crazy. And it's nice to like listen to them in the way that I feel like I wasn't listened to when I was younger. Like I remember one of my uncles being like, I just don't get all this gay stuff. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't have a problem with it, but I don't get it. And I'd be like, what is there to not get? Like, it's just people love who they love. It's not that complicated. And he'd be like, it's just so complicated now.
I just can't
like,
wrap my mind
I
around
just don't get it. And it's like, it's nice to be able to listen. And like, obviously if someone young says something dumb, I'm going to be like, okay, that's dumb. But like, if it's something that makes sense, I'll be like, oh my God, I never thought of that. Like, I wish I had this growing up. I wish I had these books or like this knowledge when I was younger. Like, I don't get this gay stuff. My favorite quote of all time. I don't get this gay stuff. But like,
I would say, is there like a reverse where, you know, if you were to, a lot of the older people will be like, well, I don't think these phones, I don't get them. But if you were to ask young people, hey, use a rotary phone, they'd be like, well, what is that? How does this work? I feel like it's the same thing, but reverse. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up earlier when you were talking about Lord of the Rings, and how like it's actually really fun to watch somebody experience something that's like a really treasured thing to you for the first time. And it reminded me of when all of those videos started coming out of like current teenagers being shown a rotary phone. And there were two camps of people. There were people who just immediately jumped to making fun of these kids. Like, they can't even figure out how to use a rotary phone. God,
they weren't alive.
The youth of today are so stupid, right? And then
kids can't even write a check anymore. Like, when would you need to write a check anymore?
And then the other half is people going, isn't it so cool? These kids have never seen this before. It's really interesting to watch them figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, if they take the time to mess with it, they will figure out how it works. But it's cool because if they have no frame of knowledge, if they've never seen someone use one, they have to learn. They have to, you know, figure it out. And that's really cool to have that, you know, example of how our brains work.
Yeah. I think the difference to what you said, Jesse, the difference is that older people were alive when new technology came out, and maybe were like adults or whatever. I don't know. If they were kids, it's different. But like, my mom was like 18 when the internet came out or something like that. They had a chance to learn this stuff as an adult, whereas like teenagers looking at a rotary phone weren't alive when it was normal to use it. So I think it makes more sense for them to be like, huh, what the fuck is a rotary phone? What do you mean I couldn't go on the internet and the phone at the same time? Like, I can just pull up the internet on my phone right now, on my watch. And I think it's just, I think with like computers or phones specifically, it's so funny to me when older people are like, I just don't get it. It's just so complicated. And I'm like, there's one button on your phone. There's literally one button on your phone. It's that simple. You can literally talk to your phone and be like, hey, what time is it right now? Or like, what's the weather in Topeka? And it'll just do it for you. And to hear them be so resistant, not all of them, obviously, not all old people,
right?
But like to hear them be like, I just don't get it. It's just so complicated. I'm like, this is arguably less complicated than what things used to be like.
Stubbornness. Some people are just stubborn and they just would rather, like, it's me with fighting games. Yeah, I could learn all about fighting games and all the movements and all the like footsies and iframes and stuff. Or I could find the 3-button combo that works for me and only ever use that forever and never learn. And anything else, button mash and I'm good. Like, I'll figure it out.
Did you say learn about all the footsies?
Yeah, it's footsies. You got new footsies.
I knew we'd come back to feet eventually.
Go to jessefootsies.net for more footsie information.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. I like getting older. I think I'm definitely less anxious than I was when I was in my early 20s. Like I think in my early 20s I was like, everyone's looking at me and thinks I'm stupid, and now I'm like, I hope they think I'm stupid. In fact, I am stupid actually. So yeah.
I'm the stupidest.
Yeah, actually, I'm the
Get
stupidest
wrecked.
person in this room. Yeah. I don't know. I love getting older. I think getting older is the best. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too.
Something, I mean, this is kind of a depressing note, but like me and my friend Imperial, who I very much consider to be like my mom. She is like my mom. She's another streamer. She does like sewing on Twitch. I was talking to her about like how like a lot of our friends were getting like Botox and stuff, and nothing against people who get Botox, nothing against it. It's very common. It's totally fine. But I was like, I kind of like seeing my wrinkles. Like, I don't think I'd be interested in Botox because I feel like all of my wrinkles come from like laughing over time. Like they're all in my eyes. So they're all from like laughing or smiling. And she said like the most profound thing I've ever heard, which is, I love my wrinkles because it's a proof that I got old, and aging is a privilege denied to many. And I was like, oh my God.
It's
no,
true, though.
you gotta age for all the people who didn't get to. It's so sad. And I'm like, dude, that's so right. Like getting older is the best. It's so cool. You get so much life to live, and you get so many places to travel, and like food to eat and things to learn. And it's just the best. I love living. It's just so cool.
Yeah,
I think it's so neat. I think getting older is neat.
it is neat.
I love living. It's just neat.
It's just living. I think it's the best. Sometimes I walk into my
fun.
room and it's like raining outside, and I have like background noise on, and my cat is like sprawled out on like the heated blanket, and I just look at my room and I'm like, I love living. I think living is just the neatest. It's so cool. It's
Right.
neat.
But have you tried sleeping? Because
Sleeping
that's
is
awesome.
also tight.
It's
I
like
love sleeping.
a little bit better than just living. Sleeping.
No,
Oh my God.
I agree.
That's where it's at.
I
Yeah.
agree. I'm at the point now where like I'm at the point where if someone asks me if I want to go out, I'm like, my bedtime is like 9:30 because I love being in bed. Love it. I love it so much. I just want to be warm and snuggly and under the covers and happy and then drift off into a new place. I just want to be there.
Yeah,
Some wacky dream.
my future goal is to not have anything planned for my evenings. Like currently I still work on quite a few evenings, and I'm like, I want to slowly get to the point where I can just be like, yeah, 9 p.m. is my bedtime. There is no night when I can't just do that.
Do you work like all day, or is it like a mixture of like working and then like parenting and stuff?
Yeah, I get up at like 6 a.m. and I'm with Clark until she goes to school. And then I work until, nowish. And then I mom again. And then sometimes I'm just so tired when I do bedtime that I just fall asleep with her. So
Aw, that's really sweet.
yeah.
That is a long day though.
But if I also need to do something in the evening, I wake up like in a sweat going, what time is it?
Oh my God.
So,
Oh no. I was
Yeah.
playing Red Dead until like, I've been playing Red Dead 2 again, and it's been so long since I've played it that I'm just like sucked. I'm in the zone. I'm like trying to get 100% and everything. Yeah, my cat's on the table.
that's
sorry.
okay. It's good.
He's got a cone on, and when he gets the cone on, he's like super needy for attention. Like he just wants to be pet all the time. Hello. But I was playing it last night, and I was like in the zone. I was like hunting all the legendary animals and getting the legendary fish and stuff. And I looked at the clock, and it was like midnight, and I was like, I have to be awake in 6 hours for this podcast. Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry.
It was like, no, don't be sorry. It's nice to wake up early. I like watching the sunrise. But can you move, please? You are so in the way right now. But it was that same.
Cone.
Yeah,
Bubba.
he's fine. He just won't stop itching his ears. So he's literally fine. He's just itchy.
Yeah.
But it was the same like alarm going off of like, oh my God, I have work to do. Why did I do this? Oh no.
At least it's only
Hello.
once. Jesse
Yeah,
has to get
just
up
the
like
one
this
time.
every Friday. Shout
Oh
out,
God.
shout out
What
to
time
Jesse.
is it for you, Jesse? Where are you?
8 a.m. Well, it's 9 a.m. 9:30 now.
Yeah, it's 9:24 in the a.m. Still West Coast.
Oh, you're in my neck of the woods. Are you having a good time? Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
joining.
Somebody
Yeah.
somebody today was like, how on earth did you convince Jesse to do the podcast this early every Friday? And I was like, give the man some credit. He came to me and was like, you name a time and we'll do the podcast. I'll be there.
6 a.m.
You know? And I appreciate that so much, Jesse.
I'll just hold it over your head till I need like a kidney or something.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think we're compatible kidney wise, but I would be willing to check if you needed one.
I mean, like I could take a Sam kidney or something. Or just saying, if you keep the kids coming, there's got to be a kidney in there for me at some point, right?
That's why they're called
Uncle
kids.
Jesse needs a kidney.
So you can use them for kidneys. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
That's what they're called,
Children.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
What scenario, because I know this is a dumb question, but like I don't know anything about medical stuff. What is a scenario that causes like kidney failure where you would need like a replacement kidney? I'm sure there's a bunch. I just don't know what they are.
I have no. I hopefully will never know. I have no clue.
Hope not.
Yeah. Maybe drinking too much. No, that's liver.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh.
I don't. Is it liver?
Drinking too much. Oh no, they agree with you. The chat agrees.
Things that are
Being
bad.
stabbed.
Yeah, things that are bad for your kidney: dehydration,
Drink water.
diabetes, heart disease.
Drink more water. That's a lot of
High blood
water
pressure.
for this.
Yeah.
Less soda,
Drink
more water.
drink a
Really
lot of
good.
water.
Drink more-
Stop drinking
drink a
Monster,
lot of water, kids.
and you won't need a
Yeah.
kidney. Yeah.
No more Monster Energy drinks.
Yeah,
for
no
you.
more Monster, guys. Kidney stones are just
no.
solidified Monster. That's a
That's
fact.
what solid.
Hi, Jesse Cox here. Don't sue us, Monster Energy Drink Corporation. she didn't mean that. She didn't mean none of that.
was
It's not
kidding.
true. You don't cause kidney stones at all. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're good. Also, we'll take sponsorships. We'll take sponsorships.
Yeah.
To the not kidney stone giving Monster Energy drink.
I didn't
No
mean
kidney
Monster
stones at
the
all.
drink. I meant the kidney monsters, bacteria that are in your body.
Yeah.
And they become stones.
No
That's
bacteria
science.
in Monster. No bacteria in Monster Energy drink. That
No.
stuff's bacteria free. You won't get none of that. It's so
You know
bacteria
what's
free.
better than water for you? Energy drinks.
That's true. It's got electrolytes.
Yeah.
I personally
Yeah.
have a whole pallet of Monster Energy drinks in my garage. I just drink them every morning as like a
I
breakfast
put them in a
smoothie.
pool. I bathe in it.
Well, it's not competition.
Every day I get up and I jump in
I
my
transfuse
my,
energy drink into my bloodstream
I
every
personally-
morning.
I get a Monster enema every morning.
Oh my
Personally,
god, I can't
myself.
top that. That's
I
it.
just
I'm trying to think
Right
if there's a
up my
way, but I don't
butthole.
know that there. Yeah, I
You're
don't
the
know if there
energy
is.
drink queen. Cannot beat that.
Yeah, I know. I like coffee. Bruh.
Me
in the
too.
chat. I don't know. I didn't like coffee growing up, but now that I'm older, it's like a nice morning ritual. It's kind of nice. It's very comforting, especially when it's cold. I'm like, coffee. It's very nice.
Do you do the cold brew thing?
I don't know what that is. I'm very.
Do you make
I'm-
have you had cold brew or do you make cold brew? ever?
Oh, I've had it when I like used to go to coffee shops or whatever, and now I just use a Keurig. I'm very like I'll drink whatever. I'm not very. Hello, I'm not very.
Your cat
like-
is going to town, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't know that I'm trying to pay for his wet food. Mumsy's working. I'm not very like I don't. For lack of a better word, like snobby about coffee, like I'll just drink whatever. I don't really care. But cold brew I've had before in the summer when I used to live in LA, which never again if I can help it. But I used to have them in the summer and it was nice when it was super hot. That's my keyboard. Please stop. If I accidentally mute or disappear, you know why.
We'll know why. It's the cat.
Yeah.
I'm willing to blame any technical difficulties that you have, regardless of if it makes sense or not. I will blame it on the cat. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate it. Can you just like hang out? Thanks. Yeah. It was nice when it was hot, but now I live in a place where it's not really that hot anymore, so I don't really need it. But I like a warm coffee. It's just really like comforting. It makes my stomach happy. It feels like a warm hug.
Yeah.
Meow.
Yeah, seasons wise, it has been really interesting after living in LA for 10 years to now live somewhere that where it gets really cold and then it rains a lot, and you know, like all the seasons happen. It's very different.
The leaves change colors.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Yeah, it's very jarring because like I grew up in LA
Jesse.
and I was. Are you okay?
I'm just looking to see if it's the same. It's the same temperature it was the last 7 weeks here in LA, and yeah, it's been great. It's been great. We've been right around low 60s the last couple weeks, and
Nice.
how's
This
it
is
going over
perfectly
there? How's it
temperate.
going in the north?
It's
How are you two doing? Good.
it's 6 degrees here Celsius.
6 Celsius?
Yeah.
What is that Fahrenheit?
Like 35, 36,
Oh, damn, that's cold.
something like that.
We're
We're still in the freezy time.
We are unfortunately not in the freezy time. It only snowed for like a day here and then it all melted and it's been like 50 degrees outside every day. And I'm like, Seattle's supposed to be snowy. Where'd all the snow go? So thanks ExxonMobil or whoever ruined the environment to
Yeah.
making it 50 degrees.
My kid has been
It
very
snowed so
disappointed in
much.
the last of snow.
I know. Where's all the snow? I'm so sad. I miss it. But whatever, it's fine. We got it for one day, so
That's good.
oh well. No.
Some, you know, in terms of needing to deal with the snow, sometimes only 1 or 2 days is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have to like scoop it or anything,
Then it's
a little more
better.
could be good.
Yeah.
Is that a Britishism,
What?
or is that just the thing you say?
What?
Instead of shovel snow, do you say scoop it?
Scooping.
I've never lived
Or is
somewhere
that a
with snow,
Dodgerism?
so that was
Yeah,
a
I
Dodgerism. Yeah. You
What do you
scoop
do
snow,
with the snow?
right?
You scoop it, right?
Snow.
Don't you scoop
Like a snow
you scoop
cone.
the
You
snow,
scoop the
right?
snow. Right.
So y'all got an innie or an outie belly button?
Any.
Oh, hard innie.
Hard.
Big innie. Yeah, well, hold on. Are you about to tell us you have an outie? Are we about to learn
No.
an outie?
No, I got an innie. I was just
What was
curious.
were you just hoping one of us had an outie and you would learn a little bit more about outie belly buttons?
No, I'm just curious. I have 2 friends and I never knew what their belly buttons look like. I was just curious, just asking.
You want
What, a
to?
person can't ask what your belly button looks like?
I have an
Jesus.
anecdote
No, you
about
can- oh,
belly
you can ask.
buttons. If that
It's on
Okay.
that helps.
jessybellybuttons.net.
The belly buttons.
So when I had my kid, I found out that both my mom and my sister are deeply disgusted by belly buttons. I never knew this before because I wasn't like showing off my belly button to my family. But both of them revealed to me that they hate belly buttons.
Do
Which-
they hate one in particular, like innie or outie, or do they hate both equally?
They don't
Wait.
like that they exist. They don't like belly buttons. They're very creeped
I'm
out by them.
so. But like, in what way? Like,
Like, they
what
think-
about it is creepy?
What about it isn't creepy?
He
I
asked
tried,
first.
I tried to avoid the question, but it.
Now I'm gonna ask you. All right, then what's creepy about it? Since you seem to know, what's creepy?
I mean,
It would make sense if like they were creeped out by innies because it's just like an abyss in there. It's like what's going on in there?
that's true. There's all
There's
sorts.
so there could be a whole ecosystem in there.
Yeah.
like there could be
For some
like
people,
new-
I guarantee there is.
if you ain't like really digging in there to clean, yeah, it's a whole problem. I can
a
imagine.
whole bunch of bacteria in there. But like outies, it's just they're wearing their heart on their sleeves. You see everything. They're not hiding anything.
True.
So what's the problem?
I don't know. Maybe conceptually, the idea of like, because when you produce a baboo and you hold it up on Pride Rock for everybody to see, you know,
Sucker.
yeah, when it's been like tied in a knot. For anybody who doesn't know, your belly button is the knot of the umbilical cord, and that's why it looks like that. So they have to leave some dangling off. So there's like the knot and then there's a little dangly bit and you have to just wait for that to die and fall off. And maybe that process like really scarred both of them somehow. I don't know.
Old belly button trauma.
I'm about to hate belly buttons.
Would you be more comfortable with nothing there? A completely
like an Animorphs.
empty abdominal, like some sort of clone creature.
No,
Like
it wasn't
humans have
Animorphs.
evolved past
It
the
was
need for
Animorphs.
belly buttons.
Right? Their alien friend? He had no belly button, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What was the other show? What was the
Kyle
other?
XY.
Kyle XY! Thank you so much.
No belly button.
Kyle
I read
XY
it in
also
chat.
had no belly button, yeah.
So what you're saying?
90s
but
were
like,
crazy.
Is that less or more creepy?
Having no belly button or having a belly button?
Having-
I don't have this fear of belly buttons. I'm speculating right now.
Okay, but you're my
We gotta bring
gateway
him on
into
the
this
pod.
world.
I'll get my mom on.
Get them in this stew. Let's ask
I
him
would
about
love to
what
have
the
a
problem
podcast
is.
Can we
with
have
your
a
mother.
podcast with both of our moms?
I would love that.
That would be so cool.
That would be very cute.
Oh,
I don't think my
sweet.
mom would say yes to that.
My mom would say yes, but me no. She'd be like, I'd love to. And then the entire time be like, am I going to look stupid? How does the lighting work? Is the camera going to be? Oh, yeah. And then I have to deal with that.
Hi, Mom.
I know she watches everything you
Hi,
do.
Mom. She does. She will watch this later and be like, I thought you guys were talking about me. And I'll be like, yeah, we were.
Hello, Jesse and Dodger's mom.
Hi, mommies.
Ooh. This is your guess now. I can't get him to chill out. Do you have
It's
something
far too late for
controversial you
us.
want to say? Yeah, it's too late. Say something.
Catnip is the shit. Meow.
Oh,
Whoa, okay.
damn.
I get crazy at night. Meow.
Political, but true. Can you stop? Please stop. Can I help you?
Sorry,
Now I'm all thinking
Sam's
about-
informing me that our kid has a tummy ache. So I'm I'm
Well,
typing
well,
it.
well.
Continue. My kid that has a belly button, by the way, disgusting.
Yeah, foul. I think I'd be more scared of someone who doesn't have a belly button because I'd be like, what? Did you
It's a
grow in a
little
lab?
uncanny
Like,
valley.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little weird. It's a
I'll be
little
like,
weird.
I don't know that I trust this person because, like, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Teacher man, where'd you come
Did
from?
the government make you? What is this?
Yeah. What is that? Yeah, I keep thinking that belly buttons. Just like there's a lot of body parts we have we don't need. You know what I mean?
Have you ever thought about like fingers? Like how creepy fingers must look like to like an alien who's never
That's what I'm
seen a human
saying. They're
before?
like little
Like,
dongers. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Weird.
creepy. They're creepy. I don't know. When I look
Toes?
at humans like objectively, I'm like, man, we kind of look weird.
Humans
toes,
just give you the
too.
ick. You're like,
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. Fingers. I'm getting the ick. That's a red
Nasty.
flag.
Yeah, we have a book that's called like 1,111 Answers to Everything, and it's just like a big book, broken up by subjects of like common questions that people have. It's a kid's book, but it's like this big, and there's a whole section on the human body, and one of the questions is, why do we have fingernails? And it's like, well, you know, we've probably evolved to have these nails instead of claws because we were like peeling open fruit and stuff a lot and needing to climb trees or whatever. And then it rounds off with, and they also make amazing accessories. Try putting some lacquer on next time. And I was like, when was this book written?
Accessory, like it's a purse.
Yeah.
A nail accessory.
Nowadays, they're more accessories than anything. I'm like, I feel like we still use our nails, right? They're not
Yeah.
unnecessary, right?
Try putting lacquer on is an amazing way to like try dolling it up for the fellas.
Make sure your nails got pizzazz. They got moxie.
Yeah.
You'll become an old spinster if you don't lure in the boys. So color those nails and dress those gams, ladies.
Oh my
That's the
goodness.
craziest.
How old are you, Jesse? It sounds like you were alive.
Show
in
me
that
your
time.
wedding
I'm not
photo.
old at all.
It's fake.
Why, I just happen to be a fan of the golden era of radio broadcasting.
Do you guys ever watch people that like you know, dress and do lifestyle stuff that is like old timey, and that's like their whole aesthetic.
No.
It's very
Like pinup stuff or something?
no, like you know, they'll dress like they're in the 40s and decorate their house like it's an older house and stuff like that. It's very cute. There was
It's like LARPing, but like LARPing The Sims.
except it's your whole life. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is that Dodger, your version, I know is cute and innocent, and like, welcome to my tea cozy cabin. Today, I've dressed up like I'm from 1912, right? And I know my version is the one that's on Instagram where it's like a woman who is very scantily clad, but like, I'm from the 50s. And it's like, yeah, you are. And then just, that's all it is. And I don't, like, my version's different. And I feel like that's algorithms, because I'd be fine with your version, but also my version's better.
There was a whole discourse because, you know, like, we don't need to get into all this, but like, you know, like trad wife content has picked up a lot of steam lately. And people who make content where they're like, yeah, I dress like I'm from the 40s or from, you know, the 30s or whatever, they'll get all of these comments like, why can't women act like this again? I wish I could find a woman like you, sort of shit. And so many of them wind up making videos like, I like dressing like this, but I do believe in women's rights. I would like to make I would like to make it clear the way that I dress does not reflect how I feel about that era. And
yeah.
like,
if I have to go back to just popping out kids and cooking, then you have to go back to being drafted for the war. And that's equality. That's that. This is equal, baby. You want to go back to the time zone? We could go back to that time.
Nobody wants to. None of us want that.
No.
No, I'm
What
fine.
is true? Yeah.
No, I'm good.
my friend made a post that was like, we used to get like drafted for the war, and now I do like cat girl cosplays or something. Like, imagine being in the war and like a cat ears and like a little tail. I don't know.
No!
I thought it was funny.
No, it's in my head now. Oh no!
Yes.
Hi internet. I know you loves the memes. So just imagine the opening of Saving Private Ryan. It's D-Day. The waves are crashing on the boats, and it's like, all right, we're about to board it. We're about to land. Everyone, just start moving. And then when the door opens, cosplayers, cat ears.
Yes.
The guy dressed.
There's
up
like a Master Chief in the
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like, oh God, running on the beach.
I'd watch
right?
it. I'd watch that. Someone make it.
I would. Yeah.
And Ezio gets gunned down. He's like, falls over.
Yeah.
Jesse's just giving so many ideas
I
for
know.
free today.
Some-
you gotta copyright these before you just
All
like say
I
them out
do,
loud.
I'm an idea guy. What can I say?
Somebody's mentioning one of our previous guests, Bronze, suggested Band of Brothers to everybody. So while we're all watching Band of Brothers eventually, just imagine that they'll have cat ears.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched the show, but I'm sure it'll make it
pink,
better.
pink
Better?
headset cat ears.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones
Gloves
with the
that
little
are,
speakers.
like furry and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Little tails.
I know
Meow,
we're
we'll
mid.
stop the Nazis. Meow. Take that, Hitler. Meow.
Oh my God.
I know we're mid pod. Can I go to the bathroom?
We're actually literally about to wrap. So if you
Okay.
can hold it for
I'll
a couple
hold it.
seconds.
Yeah. I'll hold it.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap up here. The last thing, and I'm sorry I didn't give you a heads up about this, but no one ever gets a heads up. So
That makes it better.
It only seemed fair. Yeah, is every single person as an example, our friend Bronze did Band of Brothers. Every person that we have on, we ask them what's a show, a game, a movie, a book, something that you think is really, really good and more people should give it a shot and experience it. We'll call it your homework. What is Sia's homework?
Okay. It's a little depressy. So obviously, play at your own discretion. Play if you're comfortable, whatever. One of the best video games I've ever played in my entire life is a game called Spiritfarer from Thunder Lotus Games.
Great game.
It is an indie game about death, and it's literally like you are like the ferryman bringing these spirits to like the afterlife. And it is so beautiful. The art style is very like Studio Ghibli. Like it's very beautiful, very colorful, like just stunning. It's very much like management. Like you have a boat and you can upgrade the boat and you can add like a farm and a kitchen and you can cook for your spirits and like you can give them hugs and like talk to them until they're like ready to move on. And like, I'm a huge management person. I love games that feel like work, which is so stupid, but like, it just my brain for some reason. I'm like, yes, I will be the owner of a boat and run a farm and a mill and a wood cutting machine and like all this stuff.
Yes.
But I feel like that game changed the way that I view death. Like to me, it used to be this like very scary thing, very like unknown, very like, I never want to die. And I feel like this game made me view it in a more like beautiful kind of sense.
Yeah.
Like this was just one of the lives you get to live and now you get to move on to the next one. And it's kind of like exciting that we don't know what it is. And like, it's just like really beautiful. Like the whole game is so beautiful. The way it was written is beautiful. All the DLC is free. All the DLC they put out for it is completely free. It's compatible on Steam Deck. It's on like Switch and PlayStation, whatever. I think it's on Game Pass. It is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. I will say, obviously, I'm not saying everyone needs to play it because for some people it might be a little too sensitive, and that's totally fair. Because all of the spirits on your boat passed away in a different way, so it can touch a lot of people. But I feel like it was almost like therapy for me. Like it was hard, it was a tough play, but like I had lost someone also, like one of my exes passed away. And after playing it, I was like, I feel like I view death like totally different. Like this is like if I think of video games as an art form, I think of Spiritfarer immediately. So I hope that anyone who feels comfortable and like it's within their realm to play it, I hope they give it a shot because it's such a beautiful game. It's one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. I know
also,
I should say Just Dance, but that's too
just a heads
obvious.
up.
So.
It's also 75% off on Steam right now. You can
Look
get
at
it for
that.
$8.
Go get it. Yeah, it's a
How
great
much is
game.
it?
It's $7.49. To buy the normal one, deluxe is $10. So
$7, 7 buckaroonies for a game that will change your life and your brain. $7 to change your brain, to add a wrinkle to your
$7
brain.
to change your brain.
you know what else will
It's-
change your life and brain? Monster Energy. Buy it
This
today.
pod is sponsored by Monster Energy drinks.
It will not give you kidney stones.
No, definitely
Get their
not.
new gasoline flavor out now at Walmart and Target. I don't know. I'm sorry, Monster Energy drink. I apologize. Sorry.
You don't have to say sorry to them.
Okay, it's fine. I'm not
They're
sorry.
a corporation. They don't care. Unless they sponsor us, in which case they care.
And we love them.
Yeah. Gas up your day.
Leaded or unleaded Monster drink.
Diesel's
I'm
my
an
favorite.
unleaded girl myself.
Yeah.
Oh
I like the clean burn of diesel. That's my favorite kind of energy. Doesn't give me that gas. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get everybody peeing. Sia, thank you so much for joining us. That was so fun.
Thank you. I was really nervous because I'm like, dude, there are people that I don't really talk to that often, so I get a little nervous. But it was really nice. You
It
guys
was
are very
fun.
goofy, so it was a fun time. Thanks for having
Yeah.
me. Thanks for letting me
Thank
ask
you.
you guys
Yeah.
about your belly buttons. Good time.
Of course, I'll tell anybody about my belly button. It's not exciting.
Not me.
You gotta go to
If you want to see my belly button,
jessysbuttons.com.
Yeah, JessieButtons.net. .com has already taken this .net.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
You don't want to go
Somebody
to
already
.com.
has jessysbuttons.com.
That place is so perverted. You don't want to go there.
Okay.
Head over to my site.
Right, the not perverted one.
But yeah, it's classy.
Yeah. Sia, what are you up to in the coming week? What are you doing on your stream, and how can people find you?
I've been playing these old Nancy Drew games from like the early 2000s. They're like point and click mystery games. They're so funny. They're like they're very so bad it's good type of energy, but
Yeah.
it's not even bad, it's just aged, like it's just old, but they're so funny. Like the voice acting is funny, the animations are terrible. It's so good. I love playing stupid shit on stream. It's fun. I do stream Just Dance mainly, but when I'm too tired or sore to dance, I will just play some dumb stuff. So yeah, I love it. Besides that, I don't know. I'm just kind of hanging out. I don't know. I'm sewing and I'm fixing stuff and I'm going to the library.
Yeah. It's good.
That's
I like
what
it.
I'd be doing. Yeah. Nothing
Amazing.
exciting.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that you got to join us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Geekenders community for being so nice. Thank you. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm at a concert being like, what is up, Las Vegas? But instead it's like, what is up,
Hello.
Geekenders community? Thank you. It's very nice. It's very good time.
Yeah.
Very fun.
And speaking of you, the viewers, if you showed up like halfway through this or something and you want to watch all of it, you cannot find it here. You have to go to youtube.com/JessieCox. That's where all of the VODs live. You can watch all of our past episodes as well. But yeah, we're so glad that you were here. We'll be doing this again, same bat time, same bat channel next Friday. So have an amazing weekend. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek